The world's third largest film industry, Nollywood, continues to take the center stage with groundbreaking movies that have been viewed by millions on international streaming platforms. The latest is Up North, a story of love and self-discovery that has been dubbed Nigeria's largest movie production. Now, in this next report, our correspondent speaks with the writer and executive producer of the movie on his motivations and expectations. It is set in the northern state of Bauchi, Up North, a movie told by creatives who dared to push the frontiers of Nigerian entertainment. Above its theme of love is an exposure of the second side of the coin of northern Nigeria, showcasing the beauty of a region which carries a stigma from years of insurgency.
I kind of had made a decision to tell new stories about Nigeria that we don't often tell. Our movie industry is the third biggest in the world, but it's concentrated in the south. There is a film industry in the north, but people in the south do not consume films from the north because they're mostly in Hausa. So I thought to tell the story about this untold story about Nigeria, about the north of Nigeria, we need to tell a crossover story that takes people from the south into the north and brings the north to the south.
Hey, red shirt.
Aditi's Up North was premiered in December 28th last year, and several movie lovers have lauded the star-studded film, such that you almost wouldn't believe it was his first try at filmmaking.
I'm very happy that Up North is getting the reviews it's getting. People are actually going to see this film. Someone told me nobody would watch a film with people speaking Hausa in southern cinemas, and I think that's a mistake.
Up North boasts of being the largest film production in Nigeria, with a cast of over 150 and 25,000 extras. It also features a cameo from the Emir and Governor of Bauchi State.
I was introduced to the Emir by the governor, and after that, the Emir himself was very happy with the story that we wanted to tell. There's this thing where he believes that we don't tell enough. He believed that we don't tell enough stories, positive stories of the North. So he was committed himself to being part of the process, helped us get access to a lot of things that we normally would not have. The film itself, a scene was shot in the Emir's palace. So the Emir, I think the Emir is very committed to telling better stories of the North. He's very committed to showing the culture of his people.
For Nigerian movies to make headway, lots of money needs to be spent. It's hard enough for accomplished producers to secure funding, but for newbies like Aditi, investors were extra cautious of taking risks. So Anakul Films had to internally raise the $300,000 plus that was needed to execute the project.
I want to think that in future projects we'll have more institutional funding because when you make a film for the first time, it's hard to raise money for that because nobody really believes if you're going to do it. I remember one of the actors who was going to be on the project saw the script and said, I would like to be a part of this, but I don't know if you guys can execute this at the scale that is written here. So it's the same attitude we had including when we talk to people about sponsorship money. Are you sure you can do this? So after the premiere, most of the people who were skeptical were telling us, okay, when is the next project? So I believe that raising money for the second project gets easier if you've done the first, which is why we were committed to funding the first one.
Carry those bags inside for me. That's 1K now, and one more when you finish.
The movie was strategically scheduled to coincide with the Durbar, an annual festival that marks the end of Ramadan. Such weight could only be pulled through collaboration, and Aditi says a lack of it is slowing down the growth of Nollywood.
You should go over. That's not how we do things here, but why not?
We need to have better support systems. We need to have more states, more government bodies actually work with filmmakers on one hand, but that's not the most important thing. I think we need access to new markets internationally because our market is not as big as it should be. We also need to invest in our markets. We need to invest in more cinema screens. We need to invest in more platforms.
Up North is already in cinemas in Nigeria and Ghana, but they're not stopping there. Aditi says the movie will soon be in the UK, US, and on international video streaming platforms like Netflix. Up North is not just another love story. It's a cultural bridge between Nigeria's north and south and an indication of all that could be achieved through collaboration. It is through movies like this that Africans make bold statements about their rich history and identity. Annetta Felix, TV360, Lagos.